Morning, everyone. Thank you as well, Sandy and Ethnic Media, for holding this forum. And thank you also to, and shout out to Megan and Melissa for putting this concerted effort together and galvanizing our county to being the number one county in California. So thank you again, ladies, for your efforts. Greatly appreciated. And for the time constraint, I'm going to jump straight to our adjustments of efforts when COVID had hit. As Lisa mentioned, I'm sure all of us had a big groundwork and a lot of events that we were planning, but unfortunately, since COVID hit, we had to make adjustments. And going into that, it was a little bit scary because it was unknown territory of how we were going to go about with our outreach efforts. We had to go back to the thinking board and just draw out some ideas and throw out a few suggestions of how we can go about moving forward. One of our first ways that we agreed with our outreach going virtually was our phone banking efforts. We actually used voter PDI to pull data of registered voters that identify as Native Hawaiian Pacific Islander. We were able to do phone banking through 5 counties, not only ours. We called all registered voters that identified as NHPIs in San Mateo County, the counties of San Francisco, Santa Clara, Alameda, and Contra Costa, as we saw those other counties as counties with heavy populations of Native Hawaiians and Pacific Islanders. And we didn't recognize or notice any other organizations that were doing outreach specifically to the Pacific Islander community here within the Bay Area. So we thought it was best that we at least did phone banking in 4 other counties on top of just San Mateo County. And then moving forward, we decided to shift our questionnaire assistance to a virtual setting. We have been doing that since middle of April up until now. We do get a few appointments scheduled, and we assist some of our community members to fill out their questionnaire assistance. Language support is provided in Fijian, Samoan, and Tongan. We're currently still working on getting other Pacific Islander languages as we are looking to continue holding times for our virtual questionnaire assistance centers. And then one of our biggest events that we started the last week of April, and we ran for 7 weeks, was our Voices of Oceania musical series. Because we as Pacific Islanders, we are not only, of course, people of Oceania and voyagers, we're also big storytellers. And it was important that we highlighted our community stories. And each session was a 1-hour session. We had a musical guest on, and then we also had guest speakers on for our sessions to discuss an open dialogue of the census and why it was important for our community to be counted. And one thing that we stressed a lot was, especially with the diaspora of the Native Hawaiian Pacific Islanders here in the mainland, quote unquote, the United States, we stressed that our ancestors had migrated here from our small islands to this great nation for a better opportunity for their families and their not only their children, their children's children, and so forth. So it was very imperative that we push that messaging, that we as a community must carry this mantle forward and ensure that the resources for our children moving forward is available for them. And the best way for that to happen is that we are counted, and that our voices are heard in the 2020 census and also moving forward. So of course, with our efforts slowly coming to a close, as we're quickly approaching October 31st, that'll be here like tomorrow in a blink of an eye, we are still planning to do civic engagement efforts around the census and educating our community moving forward. So then come 2030, we won't have to go through this education process again.